Hello, classmates and colleagues. My name is Jennifer Nelson. I am from Bakersfield, California, which is where I live now. I will be starting my first year of teaching in the fall, so I'm very excited about that. Prior to that, I have long-term subbed for the Kern High School District, and I have my bachelor's in history from Cal State Bakersfield. So that's a little about me. Now I'll be looking at my research topic and get more into that. My research topic looks specifically at the effects of pre-teaching or front-loading vocabulary on ELL students. So specifically, does pre-teaching and front-loading vocabulary successfully help ELL students when reading literature and other content-specific texts? I wanted to investigate this topic because I felt that it was important. I do see, while teaching social studies, I do see ELL students and other students struggle with vocabulary, especially if it is content specific. So things that are vocabulary within the text, ideas. I think that if you are familiar with these words, you will be more likely to read the text or literature and be more successful. So my research question is looking specifically at front-loading or pre-teaching vocabulary to ELL students in hopes that it helps them recognize those words and helps them to be able to understand the text better. I think this aligns with my data collection approach because I'm going to specifically ask them, did this help you? When I collect the data at the end. And I'm also going to use their assessments in a vocabulary matching the word with the term, and hopefully be able to tell if they were fully comprehending those words and if overall that helped them. To help me find answers to answer my research question, I plan to both interview my ELL students post unit to see if the front loading helped them, and then I will also look at their assessment scores on the exam to see if the vocabulary overall was more comprehended. The resources I used for my research paper, I extensively used the NU library. Most of the articles I found, except for two, were from the NU library. A lot of them were studies done within the past few years regarding vocabulary, ELL instruction, and specifically looking at front loading. So those three topics were my main search topics. I also did have conversations with my critical friend that helped support me along the way and help me refine my search topics just a little bit more. So my methodology included my students I had for my last semester in my World History 10th grade course. I had about 16 ELL students that were divided between my 5th and 6th period classes. I was doing a unit on ancient Greeks and Romans, and I used that vocabulary. One class I front-loaded and pre-taught the vocabulary, so we went over it, we had them write it down, used it, they were more familiar with it, and the other I did not. So at the end, using interviews and assessments, hopefully I'm able to tell if the front-loading helped the class that I did specifically. If I could go back and give myself some advice, it would be just to relax, get through it, it's all going to be okay. There were many times where life happens, I was very stressed out and also having to write, post, do all these things. But now that here we are almost the end, it's all good, and just tell myself, you'll get through it. After I finish my master's, I plan to not go back to school for a while, hopefully ever. I think I'm good for now, so I'm just going to teach, learn, and keep growing.